Today is January 16th. I'm Drew Nisley.
And I'm Justice Cullivan. Welcome to the Grit.
Boys wrestling had a meet on the 14th. The Nears took a tough loss from the nationally ranked Dublin Kaufman. Freshman Gray Weidenhammer scrapped for a pin to get the Pioneers some points. The boys head to Maumee Bay this weekend for their next meet.
Girls wrestling placed second in the Pioneer Classic at home. Kenzie Carter won the title at 120 pounds, while Sarah Eminette and Lacey Nick were also finalists. Elena Smith finished third, while Tara Davis and Lexi Riley were fourth. Chloe Tompkins and Peyton Johnson finished sixth. The girls compete in a week against Claymont on the road. The tournament will take place at 5 o'clock. This tournament is very storied in the boys' side of wrestling, but is now taking major strides in the women's side.
In boys hockey, the Nears got redemption against Liberty last night in a major overtime win, 4-3. Junior Ryan Paff, juniors Max Zavarella, Maverick Shulvin, and senior Charlie Strang all scored goals. They are now 12, 10, and 1 on the season. The boys play this weekend in the Pioneer Classic at Chiller North.
In boys basketball, they had a dominating victory against Gahanna-Lincoln, 67-43. Trayton Schrader led the way with 20 points, and Grant Miller had 16. They are now fifth in the conference. They look to take on Liberty tonight on the road before moving to play Princeton City Schools on the road as well.
Girls basketball is coming off a loss against the Lions, 38-39. Liv Loftus dropped 15 buckets and 6 dimes to lead the way. The girls also play Liberty at home tonight and will also play Princeton City Schools on Saturday.
Swim and dive take a trip up to Canton to compete in the Northeast Classic. And finally, gymnastics looks to continue their season next week against UA and Delaware Hayes on the road. The girls last weekend placed third out of 17 teams in the Trojan Tumble.
Now let's throw it over to Zach, who is here with a boys basketball player.
Thanks, guys. I'm here with Xavier. Thanks for coming on today, Xavier.
Yep.
After having a slower start to the season, what has propelled you guys to go on this impressive win streak?
Yeah, so I think for us, we all stay connected, and we knew that it was going to take some time because you got the football coming off. So it took a second to get the chemistry. But I think we're starting to get the chemistry, starting to play together and play hard and just play for each other, and I think that's helped us start to put some wins together.
How do you stay focused when the crowd is being loud or the game gets really intense?
Yeah, so our coaches do a great job of preaching to us to play within the court, and it helps when you got teammates with you. You're able to positively connect with them, talk with them, and just it helps you calm down and quiets down the game, and you don't really hear the outside noise when you got your teammates with you.
After having a veteran team last season, how have you guys been able to fill the holes made by their departure?
Yeah, so I think for us this year, it's been a key that as a team we're starting to we know what we're doing and we're communicating well with each other, and the chemistry is really starting to glue together. And it's been great. We had a great team last year, and this year we're looking to prove that we as a team could be as good as them.
What game are you most excited about this season?
Yeah, so I think there's a lot of games I'm most excited for, especially tonight. We got a big game against Liberty, rival game. This game is always packed, the gym's full, but I think we got a lot of great games coming up this year.
Fate of the universe on the line. Who takes the last shot on this orange team?
On the orange team, I think me or Trayton, but honestly, anybody on the team can take that shot at the end of the game. We all trust each other. We all can knock it down at the end of the game if needed.
All right. Thanks, Xavier, for coming on here today. Good luck on the rest of your season. Now let's throw it back over to the boys.
All right, now we got the best part of our show, the Pick'ems, and it's been a while since I've done one of these since December. So let's get started off here. We got the NFL playoffs coming up. Obviously, some exciting games we got going on. We got the Patriots at home taking on the Houston Texans as our first game. This is an elite Texans defense. They've been dominant all season, especially against that Steelers game. We saw them just take over the game in that second half, especially. Aaron Rodgers was going nowhere. Danielle Hunter, Derek Stingley, elite cornerback play, elite safety play. There's almost no one that can score on this defense. Meanwhile, the Patriots have a lot more dependable of an offense compared to the Texans. With Drake May at the helm, Stephon Diggs has really stepped it up this season. They got some decent receivers, good O-line for the most part, except for that Chargers game. The defense, though, is a little bit lackluster at times. I'm actually going to take the Texans. I like that defense. I really like. I'm always going to take defense over offense, and I think C.J. Stroud is good enough to punish the Patriots. As long as you don't throw it Christian Gonzalez's way, I think they'll be all right.
Like you said, Justice, Texans defense is the best in the National Football League, but Drake May is an MVP conversation, and their offense is always really good. So I'm going to take the Pats on this one.
All right, then moving over here, we've got the Bears somehow winning against the Packers, but they'll be playing at home against the Rams. This is a really veteran Rams team for the most part. You got Matthew Stafford, who's 38 years old. Can't believe he's still slinging the ball like he is. And on the other side, the Bears are a really young team with Caleb Williams at the helm, and he's been very clutch all season. The Bears are coming off of a very emotional victory against their arch rival, the Packers, and were barely able to squeak out a win there at home. They were down 21-3, I believe. It was the worst, and were able to come all the way back. This Rams team, though, wasn't super impressive against the Panthers. I was a little shocked that they didn't pull away by a lot more. There were some turnovers. Puka Nacua was, as best as you can, contained. But I am going to go the Rams here. I think that veteran leadership, especially, I think the coaching, Ben Johnson is a head coach, another young head coach, his first year. Meanwhile, the other side, you got Sean McVay, who's been doing this for years. He is young in terms of age, but in terms of coaching, he's very experienced. Been to a Super Bowl. I'm going to take that experience to win the day.
I'm also going to take the Rams because you got another MVP with Matt Stafford. You got two great wide receivers on the outside with Devontae Adams and Puka Nacua. And you got a good run game with Blake Corum and Kyron Williams. So I think it won't be the closest game. It'll be close for a half, but I think the Rams will just knock the doors off in the second half.
Then we got the Broncos, the number 1 seed, getting a bye into this week, and they're going to be taking on the Bills. And I think a lot of people think the Bills are going to walk through the AFC, mostly due to the fact that Josh Allen has always either had Joe Burrow or Patrick Mahomes in his way to make to the Super Bowl. And this is the year that neither of them and Lamar Jackson, all three of them are out. The top contenders who normally are the top teams are not in. It's hard for me to go against Josh Allen, and I'll tell you what I'm going to take. I think they just have this is his destiny. If there's a year that Josh Allen will make it to the Super Bowl, it's going to be this year. I really hope it's not because obviously I'm a Lamar Jackson fan, but I have a feeling they will get it done. This game happened last year. Broncos started off really hot and then just completely tanked. That defense is probably the second best in the NFL outside the Texans. Nick Bonito's looked really good. I mean, they got Pat Surtain, elite defense, but I just feel like Josh Allen's going to get it done. He's going to have a really slow game until that final drive when they really need him to show up. He'll show up.
I totally agree. It's what you said with not having those three big rivals in the AFC. I definitely think the Bills will win. It's going to be a close game. I'm definitely think that it's going to be high scoring, but it's going to be whoever gets that one stop, I think, and I think the Bills will get that over a good Broncos defense.
And then finally, the game I'm most excited for personally, the Seahawks versus the 49ers. The reason this is because the Seahawks have not beaten the 49ers at home in 2 years. It's been a while. This year, the 49ers won, and I don't know how they're still alive. They keep sacrificing players to keep Christian McCaffrey alive. That's the running joke at the moment, is that they keep having injuries. I mean, Nick Bosa, George Kittle last week, Fred Warner broken ankle, a lot of torn ACLs, a lot of injuries. Overall, though, and the Niners are still chugging along. They got one of the best defense coordinators in Robert Saleh. He's keeping that defense alive, and they're able to keep them in games. Brock Purdy's looked pretty solid overall. But I'm going to take the Seahawks. I really like Sam Darnold is going to not be in this game. We heard yesterday he most likely will not be playing this game, so it will be Drew Lock. But they had the best wide receiver in the NFL, the JSN. So Jackson Smith and Jigma will get the win there. Kenneth Walker's a great running back. Zach Charbonnet steals all his touchdowns. He's really good in the red zone. I'm going to take the Seahawks.
This is a tough game in my opinion. Seahawks have the best, one of the best defenses, I would say, in the NFC. Definitely the best defense. But San Francisco, when they played them, they allowed only 13 points in Week 18 and only 19 points against the defending reigning Super Bowl champions, the Eagles, last week. And their defense was terrible all those weeks beforehand. But now I think it's going to be that. And, I mean, Christian McCaffrey is the best running back in football. It's not even close. And with that, I think it's going to be San Francisco come with a win.
Hot
my
take
opinion.
there. All right, now we move on to college football, a national championship that I think a lot of us did not see. We have a team like Miami, who ever since the 2001 national championship has really struggled to get back to the promised land, taking on Indiana. Even though it says Miami is the home team, Indiana's the home team, it's the exact opposite. Miami will be playing in Hard Rock Stadium, home of the Dolphins. It's also where they play. They never fill that stadium up. It's actually pathetic. So Indiana, with their very rich alum, will be able to take over the stadium, I'm pretty certain. They keep taking over everywhere. They keep coming out of the woodworks, as everyone's saying. Just never thought there were that many Indiana fans. Now there are. I'm taking Indiana. I continue to pick against them. I picked Alabama. I picked Ohio State. You can't disrespect greatness. Kirk Cignetti's the best coach. Even if they lose this game, he's still the best coach. With not a single 5-star on that roster, they are in the national championship game. They have dominated everyone except for Ohio State and really Penn State. There's only 2 teams who have really put up a challenge. What they did to Oregon is a disgrace to Oregon football. They should be banned off of being in the playoffs after that. Especially back-to-back years. Miami's defense and defensive line and offensive line have really held them together. They're the glue. Ruben Bain has been amazing, but Hakeem Mesidor has been a little banged up in the Ole Miss game, and they did show some cracks. Ole Miss really started to throw the ball all around. Trinidad Chambliss was able to make them pay. This isn't Trinidad Chambliss. We're talking about the best quarterback in college football, Fernando Mendoza. He has had less incompletions. He has less incompletions than he does touchdowns. He has more touchdowns than incompletions. It's absurd. So I'm taking Indiana here.
I think it will be a close game. I mean, this is the first ever national championship that a team will ever play in their own stadium. And I think you got 2 veteran quarterbacks. You got Carson Beck on one hand, who played at Georgia for so many years, transferred, had a rocky year when they lost those 2 games to Louisville and who was it? SMU. But you got the Heisman Trophy winner right here. He has looked so good most of the year, and it will be a close game, but I'm going to choose Indiana to win a national championship this year.
That's all for our show today, Pioneers. Thanks for tuning in to this week's edition of The Grit. I'm Justin Culvin.
And I'm Drew Nisley. Make sure to support your Nears in action this week, and we'll see you next Friday right here on The Grit.